Hey guys, YouTube viewers, it's Jay Kilroy again. And what we're going to do here, I talked about a little bit about Creo Pro Elements, Direct Modeling Express, the free version of Creo, a free version of Creo Parametric, which is the old Pro E, which is done by PTC. There'll be a link down in the description. And like I said, I am no CAD guru. I am not a CAD professional by any way, shape, or form. But what we're going to do here is we're going to draw a little drawing for a part that I need to make. And then maybe in the same video, maybe not in the same video, we're going to go make said part. So this is the main interface here that you're looking at. Creo uses the elements of work planes. This is a work plane and parts, work planes and parts. So first thing I'm going to do is the shaft. I'm making a shaft for a little DC motor, a little DC gear motor, and it's a metric gearbox. And I have to attach a imperial sized sprocket. So we have metric diameters, metric keys. We have standard diameters, imperial diameters, standard keys. We've got snap rings. We've got 4 or 5 or 6 different diameters. It's not a big part. So we're going to draw it. and like I said, I'm not a pro, but you're going to see what it takes to draw this part, all the warts, all the mistakes, everything that I do that I may or may not do right or wrong, you're going to see it. First thing is the main diameter of the shaft is of the motor side. The long side is 12 millimeters. So I'm going to come out here. I'm going to grab the circle, and I want to be a little below 12 millimeters. So how do we do that? Let me see, 12 divided by 25.4. So 0.472 is 12 millimeters. So we're going to go 0.471. So we're going to say, let me close that. 0.471. You put radius here in Creo. So there's the diameter of the shaft. I'm an old school CAD guy and or drawing guy, so I like setup lines. I like lots of lines. So then we got that. The shaft needs to be about 2 inches long, so we're going to extrude it, except I want it a little longer than that, so I'm going to say 2.125. Looks like it's mixed metaphor here. So here's the main diameter of the shaft. Then there's a section on the end of the shaft where the 3/8 board sprocket goes. So what are we going to do there? Come over here and say we're going to do a close that. We're going to do a new work plane on a face, this face, boom, and then we're going to say we're going to change my view around to where zoom in here, and go back again. I want some center lines, right? Just because I like those kind of things. And then I'm going to do another circle. I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to do, there we go. And then I'm going to close that. I'm going to take my view back to trimetric or oblique view so you can see what's going on. Zoom out. This is the mouse wheel zoom. You hold the right mouse button, you can pan. You hold the center button, and you can kind of float. And so then I want about an inch of the sprocket's 3/4 of an inch, so thick. So I'm going to give myself, say, 1 1/8 here. Go back to extrude, which they call pull. 1.125. Boom. There we go. Close that off. Okay. I can get rid of that work plane so it's not bothering me. Then let's see, you can do this. Here you go, bevel. Watch this. Click on the edge, constant bevel. There you got a 30-second bevel. That's pretty handy. Now this thing has to stay in the gearbox. there's going to be a snap ring. The factory part would have a snap ring on both ends. I like to do my I like it a little bit more robust. So I'm going to get rid of that circle. I'm going to draw a circle down here. Whoops. Draw a circle. 5/8. And then let me swing that up here. And then I'm going to extrude that back up here an 1/8 of an inch. Boom. Okay. So on the back side, we're just going to have we're going to have a boss that's going to keep it from coming through. And then I'm going to do a little radius there. And so what's left? Well, I need a key here. It's a metric size key. It's a 4mm key. I need a key here. It's a stinking tiny 3/32 key. I need a set screw flat here, and I need a snap ring groove here. So let's see how we're going to do this. We need work planes basically to do all of those, right? So I'm going to do a work plane on an axis, and I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to choose the U-axis. So it's default. Boom. So what we have here is we now have a work plane that bisects the piece, right? It goes right through the middle of that axis. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the work plane. I'm going to say I'm going to move it. I want to move it in this direction. Well, I know how big my shaft is. My shaft is 0.471. So I want to move it out 0.471 divided by 2. So that moved that shaft out to this face. Let's swivel it around so you can see there. It moves that shaft out to that face. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a change my view, and I'm going to draw in some more like guidelines. Remember, just call me old school. And so I've got roughly about like a little more than 2 inches here. So I want to focus on the 2. So basically I'm going to draw a circle right here. Oops, I want a center line. There's a center line. I'm going to draw me a circle here with a 2-inch radius. Okay, so now I know how far my gearbox sits. Right, get rid of that 2-inch circle. So this is the area that I got to work in where the gearbox is. So I want about a 3/4 inch key or a 1-inch key somewhere in here. So let's see, we're gonna need a 4mm key. So let's get see if we've got 2 inches here. Draw another circle that's, oops, wrong guideline. Draw another circle that's 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch there. This is the area we want to work in. We want our key to go from here to here. Let's see, what is 4mm? 0.157. 0.157. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit a circle here. And then I'm going to select it, copy it, center point, boom. And I've been using this package, you know, you might be looking, I'm clicking around, you might be saying to yourself, man, you know, you guys, you obviously do a lot of this. Not really. This is really easy to use. I've been using this package for maybe 3 weeks, right, total. And like I said, I do not do CAD for a living. Let's see, how do we modify 2D? That's a 2D feature. That what we just drew, everything on a work plane is a 2D feature, if that makes sense. I want to split this there. I want to split it there. Delete that. And do the same thing. Split 2D. Split it there. Select it. Split it there. And grab that. Now, there's another way to do it. They have a slot tool that'll draw this. I just haven't figured out how to make it work, right? There's so many features in this thing that it will blow your mind. So let's turn it a little sideways here. And so we need to cut that slot in. So same thing, do a pull. I'm removing material. I want to do 0.157 divided by 2. Oops, that's a negative because I'm going in. Bink. Boom. There we go. Now, that wasn't too hard, was it? Really not bad. I can get rid of that work plane. Let's go back and let's get a overall view of this thing now. That really didn't stink, did it? I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Now, something that's a little more complex, we want to do an area of relief around the key in the center here. This is fairly usual. This is so if your key, your slot gets bungled up a little bit, that you can still get the shaft out. So how do you do that? Same thing here. We need another work plane, so I choose that. This face. Bink. Oh, wrong way. Grab it. Let's see, I want to rotate that around 90 degrees. Bing. Okay. So I have another work plane that's parallel. It's parallel to the bottom of this slot. So I'm going to zoom in like so. And I'm going to get some modeling lines here. And now the work plane is in the middle of the part. So that's why you don't see those lines, right? If I hide the part, you'll see the lines. But this is the extent of the relief area that I want to draw. So I'm gonna draw that up there. Draw one more line. That's the OD of the part. Okay, get rid of that. I want a little bit of a relief. Let's say 10,000 here. We'll do 10,000 relief. Let's zoom in a little bit where we can see. And draw me a guideline down there. And then choose the rectangle tool. I want to draw me a little rectangle that is okay. Now bring our part back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sweep this shape around this shaft. Go back to a trimetric. Again, I'm not trying to teach you how to use this. I'm just trying to show you that it's easy to use. This is an easy to use piece. Modeling. Let's see. Sweep, remove. The work plane is the work plane that's WP is the work plane we just drew the shape in. The part is the only part we have, which is P1. That's the main part. We're going to sweep it. We're going to sweep and remove the shape we just drew. We're going to say by spine. And I'm going to choose this. Hit end. Preview. Go. Bing. Yeah, that was tough, wasn't it? I mean, this thing just absolutely makes things easy. I mean, look at that nice little detail now right there in your drawing. Look, I can even go in here and add radius at the bottom of this thing. You can, I mean, it really is no limit. Turn off that work plane again, and we're back to this. And we need to do basically the same thing up here. We need to draw another key up here. We need to draw a set screw flat for a set screw through the pulley. So again, we're going to create a work plane. And I don't want it to line up with this key. That's just an old habit of mine. And I'm going to bring it around 90 degrees. So let me see, that's going to be a view of negative x. So we need to do the same thing here. We need to have a key way of 3/32. We're not going to have a relief here because we have set screws coming through the pulley. So, but I'm going to do it the same way because I'm an old codger and this is the way I like to do it. So, got some guidelines in here. I want a center line. There's the center line. And like I said, you can't see this because the work plane is buried down in the shaft right now. But I can come around, choose the work plane, move it. I'm coming out this direction. And this shaft was 0.374, so I say 0.374 divided by 2. Bink, it's on the surface. Now you can see the lines I just drew. Again, was that tough? That was not tough. So we got about an inch to work with here. Let me show you modeling dimensions. Watch this. Distance between 2 points, 1095. While you are, because in this modeling package, you are creating your model. You're not sitting really vector CAD, right? You notice I haven't typed in any coordinates. I haven't typed a single coordinate. I haven't typed 0, 0. I haven't done any of that mumbo jumbo, right? I'm building this part in space. And I like it. I'll be honest. You notice I'm not setting constraints and doing all this stuff. You know, I'm not doing any of that. I am creating this model, this solid, referencing only itself. And I really like the way this thing works. So we've got about an inch. So come up here. And I'm just doing this to define my space. I got a ½ inch here in between these two circles. This is where I want my key to be. My key is a 3/32 key. 3/32. That's just ridiculous. 0.09375. I don't even know if I have an end mill that small. Maybe I could cut it with my Dremel tool. You never know. So 0.09375 divided by 2. There's the diameter. Copy. Click. Drag. We're doing this for the second time. Grab the line tool. Oh, here. There's a tip. Get rid of these circles. Grab the line tool. And do that. Zoom in a little bit. And we're going to do that split 2D again. Select what you want to split. Select where you want to split. Select what you want to split. Where you want to split. Hit OK. Gone. And then split 2D. Select it. There you go. Not difficult. Not difficult. Okay, so there's our key slot for this end of the deal. Go back to a trimetric view. Here we go. I'm going to extrude this again. That direction. Let's see. 0.09. No. Oh, what was that distance again? See? I'm 09375. That's what I thought. So 0.09375. Oops. Divided by 2. Okay, there's the depth for our key. Bink. And we have a keyway slot. That was pretty easy. Okay, now we have to do the set screw flat. Some people don't do them. I like them. Let's get rid of that workspace here. Let's look at our whole part. So this hasn't sucked, has it? I mean, somebody tell me if there's something out there that's like 10 times better and I just don't know about it and I sound like a doofus. But, well, don't tell me if I sound like a doofus, because I know I sound like a doofus. But, you know, for free, this is free. For free software, as far as I'm concerned, this pretty much rocks. The last CAD package I paid for was AutoCAD. I paid like $4,000 for it. And, well, you can't touch this, right? At least for me. So anyway, I want to do a set screw flat 90 degrees from that feature, from the key feature, and let's see. Okay, there's a couple ways we could do this. Again, we always need a work plane, and there's our work plane. And it's, like I said, it's in the middle of the piece. Move it out this way. 0.374 divided by 2. There, where it's on the surface. And I need to draw what I want to cut out. And I'm sure y'all are getting tired of seeing me draw my lines. But that is the way that I like it. Let's see. One more, I need a center line. Okay, here we go. I really don't know how big a set screw flat's supposed to be for a little set screw. I think this is like an 8, number 8, maybe even a number 6. Which is pretty darn small. But, and I don't want to cut away too much. But let's say we'll make it oh, that's too big. Yeah, that was too big. Whoops. Yeah, it's radius, remember, not diameter. There, 1/8 of an inch. That should be plenty for the flat. So here's our space. This is where we're going. And then I'm going to grab a rectangle. Boom. Bink. Here we go. You like my sound effects? I know you do. I know you do. Tell me you like the sound effects. So here we go. Now we're going to extrude this in. And let's say what? 20 thousandths. That looks sufficient. Hide that. There we go. Fit. So here is our part. We're pretty much done. I've got, let me see, what do we draw? 1, 2, 3, 4 diameters, 2 key slots, a set screw flat, a bevel, a radius. That took us, and it took us just a little bit to do all this. This really is pretty easy. Now, so, okay, we've made this part. You know, what do you print, right? I mean, you do file, say print. What am I going to get from this thing, right? Well, that doesn't do me any good. How do I draw from that? How do I cut metal from that? Nice picture, but, you know, not really useful. What did I do? Yep. And so we're going to go to the annotation section, the annotation application. We're going to draw a drawing. We're going to make a drawing, a traditional drawing out of this. And let's see how it goes. Boom. It's going to create some views. And we're going to dimension this thing in such a way that we can actually work with it, right? So let's see. Let's get everything in view here. So let's see. If you want to do diameters, choose the diameter tool here. Boom. There's a diameter 625. There's our next diameter. 471. That's our 12 millimeter diameter. Here's our outer diameter, our small piece, 374. I'm not going to take a diameter on the bevel. Close that. If you want to do lengths like this, single dimension, here we go. Bottom to top. What is it? 3375. And then you can do all of your, if you're like me and you work from one end, which I do, work from this would be the chuck end, right? So we could start working from that, and we could start popping our dimensions out here. And this is how I'll be cutting. Let's see. Oop, I think I goofed that one up. Let's draw this one out a little bit. And let's see, for use with our, so that's pretty much all of my turn diameters there. We can pick up our slots, the diameters on our slots. We can do the, let's zoom in. We can do the depths of our, excuse me, we can do the depths of our key slots. And if we want to, we can do radius of our little radius there. So that's pretty much a dimension drawing of what we want to work with. So let's see, I like to be able to read my dimensions. Oop. Pull up properties, and now I'm going to, and yes, I know I could set my default settings. I could set my default settings to the choose old man in the drop down, and I would see all these big numbers by default. But I haven't done that yet. So, but it didn't take long to do that, did it? Now, as far as printing goes, how do I print this stuff? I'll tell you what I like to do. What I like to do is I like to, first off, let's save everything here. Select all the objects. Motor shaft 2, .bd2. I like to print to a PDF file and put it in the 2.pdf. Okay. You can preview it if you want to, but I like to print it. There, print. Close that. Here's the PDF we just created, which is nice. You can look at it. You can email it to somebody. You have a record of it. And print that baby. Okay, that's printing. Go back in here. Go back to the modeling application. Where'd my file? All objects. Shaft 2. It's going to save this package. And there you go. We have created a part. And again, look down in the description for the download site where you can get this. This is some really, really fully functional, as you've seen it, fully functional software, very capable software, even in the hands of a klutz like myself. And it's free. Of course, they want you to buy the more full-featured version, and it is a full-on commercial package with a full-on commercial price. And for the professionals out there, that's just the cost of doing business, and they consider the cost of a package like this, which I don't know, might be $4,000 to $5,000, free. I mean, that's practically free from something that can do this kind of work for you. For hobbyists, it's going to be a bit hard, but you've got this to use. So again, this is PTC Creo Elements Direct Modeling Express, and I'll put the link down in. Download it, try it, because remember, good drawings make better parts. And this is a very, very, very useful tool. So feedback appreciated, subscriptions appreciated, likes appreciated. Anybody else uses this package, let me know. And if you got some tips and pointers, do a response video, please. I'd love, as easy as this was, I'd love to be able to do it faster. And I'm sure there's ways you can do it. So thanks a lot, and next video will be us making this part. Talk to you soon.